Okay, so first one we're going to do is we're going to do the website comparison, and we're going to ask it to analyze our website as well as 3 testimonials that I'm giving it. Restart movement. I cannot express enough that I'm in agreement. I'm glad Chris got on too. We're going to give it our website. In this case, it's actually Chris's side business, Dinki. It's a pickleball paddle company. And we're going to give it 3 testimonials, and we're going to ask it to analyze and identify our ideal customer. And then we'll ask it to rewrite the copy for our website so we can improve it a little bit more. So we're speaking to the right people. So we're speaking to the right pain points or needs, and hopefully just driving that conversion engine up a little bit higher point by point. So first of all, we're in Claude here, and this is the website that we're going to use. This is there's Chris. Say hi, Chris. And this is his pickleball paddle company. Great website, has plenty of information on it, but as with all websites, probably a little opportunity for improvement in terms of messaging or positioning. So I have a prompt pre-prepared here that I'm going to drop into Claude. First, I'm going to give it the testimonials that I've gathered. Now, you might have these testimonials from customers. You might have online reviews, any number of sources where you're gathering real customer feedback. Like if you sell a product, you provide a service. I hope that you have a feedback loop like that in place where you're learning from your buyers, your clients, your customers, what they think of your product. If not, we can talk about how to do that with AI too at some point. But it's just a critical piece of your business that you know where to improve and where to improve your messaging and your services and your offerings. So in this case, I'm assuming that we have some sort of feedback loop. I'm going to give the 3 testimonials, and then I have this prompt, and we'll share this prompt, shameless plug, in the supplementary email newsletter that goes out for the Shift AI show. So sign up at aweber.com/shift, and we'll make sure that by early next week, we've shared these prompts as well. But I want to give some people to sign up if they're not already on there. So I'm going to take this prompt as well. And it basically says, here's the homepage for Dinki Pickleball. And here are 3 customer testimonials above. Do 3 things. Build a detailed ICP, ideal customer profile or persona, based on the testimonials. Include demographics, psychographics, the before emotional state, the trigger moment that makes them buy, and the language they actually use to describe the win. Now, you could modify that if maybe you're not selling a physical product, but you could modify that a little bit to be tailored to your service or offering. Audit the current Dinki hero section. We're actually, just for the sake of this demo, we're just going to work on the hero, that like above the fold piece of the landing page. Tell me what it's doing well and where it's failing the ICP I just defined. Then rewrite the hero section, headline, subhead, and primary CTA, so it speaks directly to this ICP. Use their actual words and emotional triggers. Give me 2 versions, 1 playful and 1 more confident performance, or 4 more confident performance. So we're going to let that run. And I'm going to try to do this in real time because I really want to show really the ease of use. Like it's already coming back with what I've asked it for. Number 1, the profile. They're adult recreational players skewing 35 to 55, mix of genders, geographically spread across coastal and Sunbelt communities where pickleball culture is thick. There you go. Charleston, Scottsdale, the Jersey Shore. Got Jersey Shore right, Chris. It has psychographics. It's building this entire profile based on those 3 testimonials as well as Chris's website, who he's already positioned it for. It gives me kind of the before emotional state. All 3 are experiencing some version of the same feeling. I'm here, I'm committed, but something doesn't feel right yet. The core tension is I'm serious about this, but my gear doesn't reflect that. Cool. It talks about the trigger moment when they knew that they wanted to purchase. And the language that they use to describe it. Now, it audited the hero. The current hero headline is Unleash Your Potential. At subhead, it says, at Dinki, we set out to create high-performance pickleball equipment that combines cutting-edge style with functionality, helping everyday players look and play their best while getting a little bit better every single day. And the CTA is who started Dinki, and it goes to the team page. So it gives me an entire analysis of what's working well, who it should be for, and then it's going to actually just go ahead. I didn't say, hey, change this headline to focus more on this thing, right? Like, I think that's the big unlock here, Chris, right? Is I'm not providing the insight of what to work on or what to change. I'm simply saying, learn who I'm for, learn what they care about when they, are emotionally pushed to purchase, and then just fix it.
Yeah. Sometimes we do these live streams and we do demos like this, and I'm like, why didn't I actually do this for myself?
I know. Well, hey, feel free to steal, right?
Yeah, can you send me this artifact? I actually want to update. That is my pickleball paddle company site. I have like
this is real
paddles. Yeah. I should update that site.
Mine's somewhere back there that I got from you. So okay, so it's gonna give us the versions, right?
Yeah.
Playful headline: the paddle people keep asking you about. Subhead: Dinki paddles are built in Wildwood, New Jersey by people who actually play. Real carbon face, real feel at the kitchen line, and designs that turn heads at every open play, starting at $69. And then the CTA is find your paddle. Confident performance one: you've put in the time, your paddle should show it. Dinki paddles are made for players who are done playing with whatever was on sale. T700 carbon face, 16mm control core, and designs that don't look like everyone else's, starting at $69. Shop paddles. So, I mean, look, you still need to bring the human element to this.
Yeah, because that second one is like,
it's a little brash, right? Or it's like, it's not your voice. And we're actually going to get to something in a minute that I think can like even refine that even further, like that, improve that output even further, understanding your voice. But just the takeaway here is like doing constant analysis. I mean, this is something you could do on a monthly basis as you gather new feedback and reviews, as the competitive landscape shifts, as more fitness coaches enter the fray, or as whatever, space or business you're in, you can constantly be refining. And this is not something where you need to sit there and stare at it blankly until you like have an aha moment. Like, this is an assistant analyst that can look at your customer, look at your content, and help you constantly iterate and improve on it.
Yeah. And Tracy has a question. Do you find you have to change things in the information sent back because it isn't correct?
I think it really comes down to like what you prompt it with. Like if you're in this case, if you're giving it the website, if that information is not correct, that's the source. I do not find that it hallucinates so much as AI used to early on, right? But you can also be explicit in your prompt. You can even tell it, double check your facts. Make sure that you're not hallucinating anything. Make sure that everything that all the information you're providing is verifiable from the source that I gave you. You can be really explicit in your prompt about ensuring accuracy. I think where it might not be like quote unquote correct is like what Chris was saying, where maybe it loses like brand voice or tone a little bit. Like the playful one to me sounds a little bit like Chris and his personality and Dinki's brand personality. The confident performance one, like this isn't Under Armour, like this isn't like, Nike or whatever with like kind of like the gritty, like everybody's out there grinding. Like that's not, like, I think your approach to pickleball and the brand is like, this is fun. This is enjoyable. We should have a good time. Right.
Yeah. And I think like it's never like a fun back and forth conversation where we completely agree with you. So, but I completely agree with what you're saying. But the thing I will say is, although I almost never get back information that isn't correct, I also almost never get back something that I don't edit in some way, because like it's missing my voice, or maybe it's highlighting like the reference in the confident performance. It references T700 carbon face. Like nobody actually cares about that. It's like a spec about the paddle, but nobody that's buying it actually cares about it. But this is something we say all the time. Like if you give a somewhat vague prompt, and your prompt wasn't vague, but it was vague in that it was relying on the website to decide what was meaningful, you're going to get back more variance in your answer. So if I had been like specific in that prompt and had given some more information that like my customers care way more about the aesthetics than the specs, I probably would have gotten something better there. So I say that to say, Tracy, like, expect that you're gonna have to change the stuff that you get back, either conversationally by asking for updates or manually by just like changing the words.
And I would argue this, like, my approach to almost any AI tool that I use is like, I want it to get me like 80-90% of the way there.
Yeah.
I'm always going to bring my own perspective to it. But if I don't have to start from scratch and I can go from 0 to 80 or 90 in seconds, I mean, how much more can I get done while still getting to that same outcome that maybe I would have worked through for an hour?
Yeah.
Like I've been lost writing hero copy on websites for hours before, you know?
Yeah.
So again, this is, and I think that's like really our approach to a lot of AI stuff, or at least mine, I should say, is like, it's not removing the human element. Cause like, also remember AI, one of the big slights against AI, whether it's copy or design or whatever it's creating, is that it only knows what it learned from. So it's like, it's almost like it's capable of like creating quote unquote new ideas from old ones, or like reshaping things to create a new idea, but it's not capable of like original thought in the sense of like, it can't make something that it never learned from. And so like, you always want to bring some, and that's, I guess you say this better, Chris, like it can't do taste, right?
Yeah.
And so like, that's where the human is still so critical in it. And I certainly hope that we don't move in a direction where that's like removed from it. Cause I think that that's still the differentiator and what makes you and your product you. All right. That's demo number 1. So that's your ICP, your ideal customer persona or profile. Analyzing your feedback, whatever that feedback loop source is, and your website, and just making constant little iterations. Now, we did that with just the hero. You could also have it look at the entire page. You could say, rewrite all of the copy and content on my page, and just see, where you want to go from there. We kept it a little bit more succinct on purpose.